Hey y'all, Tyler here. Testing out a new riverbank area today. Brought 3 sets of sticks with me today. So this is an area I've never worked before. We kind of got a high gravel ridge here, which generally you would find most smaller stuff off to the sides. It's kind of flying blind, so today is just a day for testing. I'm gonna get some markers, I'm gonna get some pans, test out, see what there is to find today. So no better way to do it than to get started. Three marks came pretty quick. Now we're to the point where you just dig the ground, test it, and see what there is to see. Sometimes it could require more than one pan, getting depth. Once you get the surface layers off, you might get down to a little bit more metals, more black sands, but we'll see as soon as we get there, so might as well start. All right. So this is traditional, well, old riverbed in Montana. The freeways came through in the mid 1980s, so this is the original river channel. I don't know if it's ever been worked. I don't know much about it. I just know I can get to the land and it's legal to get to where I'm at. I got permission, so that works. We'll start out here with the first dig spot. The sticks were pulling to the right, so I went with it. I mean, a lot of this is overgrown. There hasn't been a lot of water or flooding here since the 1980s, so it's one way to start. Ground here is quite hard packed. A lot of roots growing through it, and there's a lot of gravel underneath. So we'll get through this as quick as we can and then get to the next part. We're going to start with the surface just to see what is actually on surface. It's a lot of sand. There's some bigger stuff right underneath it, so yeah, I guess we'll just see once we get there. Heavier materials would generally sink down lower. We're getting decent sized gravel out, but we don't have any actual gravel collections. It's a lot of sand, finer material, lighter float. So as we go down, let's see what else is under here. Now noticing maybe a little bit of rust, a little bit of black coming in there. So it could be black sand setting up in there. That almost looks like a little piece of gold, but I'm guessing it's a piece of a flower. All those little things can kind of catch your eye, so pay attention to what's there. Alright. There's gravel mixed in with it, but it's mostly larger gravel and sand right here. So yeah, it's just kind of how it goes flying blind some places. Just a bit more gravel selection the deeper I go here. In between the different flood years, you can see how the sediment layers are stacked differently. So it just, as you work it, you kind of need to learn to read the land. The more you read, the better you get at it. So anyways, I'm gonna leave these here. We'll go pan this off real quick and get to the next spot. So now on to finding water. Looks like we got a little bit up here. Try to keep my boots dry today. Alright. Set the camera here. Alright, mostly dry. Really good to just agitate the pan, get the material as wet as possible. Make sure the camera's on point. Yeah, agitate the material, get the rocks washed off, kind of smash up the clay or the sand or the root balls a little bit to try to get everything out of it you can. If it's there and you're finding it, might as well do the work to make sure you're getting it out of the ground. Keep washing it around, let it settle out. More gravels. Now here's kind of a history thing. This will show us kind of what's in the ground. We got more black rock, heavier stone. This has got some iron in it. Yeah, maybe a little quartz. We'll just keep working it out. Spin it around, wash it down, wash it off. Get the roots cleaned off. Bring the bigger rocks out the back. Keep it going. Yeah. Well, we'll see when we get there. Always check everything in the pan. Make sure you know what you got. A little bit of quartz in there and heavier stone. All right. Just keep it washing down. Every time if you see black sands, rock it back. Keep your cons back. That way you don't wash it out of the pan if you're washing too aggressive. Alright, we can see we got some black sand sitting up here towards the front of the pan. Now this is not cleaned down very far, but I'm going to tap to the top, put the blacks to the top. Check this out. See if I can do this on camera. So we got the pan here, top to the top. So we got most of our black sand sitting to the top. Washing it back. I'm mostly seeing iron. So give it another check. Get all the black sands at the top. Alright. Well, there's the first one. Now to the next one. We'll go back and just keep digging until we find something. If we find a spot, you gotta go until you got it or you give up. And now I'm planning on giving up tonight, so a bit more digging. And we'll see what there is to find. And if we were getting it just off the surface, that would be real easy. I gotta keep myself a little bit aware. It's hunting season and there's animals in these areas, so yeah, pay attention. That way someone doesn't come up and say hi real quick. Just brought hand tools today, packing in easy. No shovel or anything, but these fit in the pack easy. This pan we're getting actually more rocks coming out, so could be where we're finding them. The size of the gravel or size of the rocks can generally dictate what size of gold's falling out of formation when the river's flowing. Bigger rocks, bigger water flow can move larger things. A lot of the stuff I find is just float stuff. Little stuff that gets carried away. Small gold resists water, so it can float. Now here you can see our sands are getting a little bit bigger. Still getting those black rocks. So maybe the further down we get, we're gonna find some really more coarse gravels. And then, yeah. All right. Yeah, that's turned into more coarse sand. So I'm gonna go wash this pan. I'll be right back and we'll see what we got. All right, so watching this next one down, a lot more black sands in there. So tap it up, rock it back. You can just see the black sand is just mounding. Okay, we got at least 1, 2 pieces. That's small, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm looking for gold and finding it, so I ain't complaining. It's a heck of a lot easier than digging blank holes. You can see actually more. All right, there's a few more little pieces. There's another better one right there. I'm trying to get the phone to focus here, so let's see, zoom in. Yeah, there you go. Now you can see the gold. There's that one, and then some little ones. So here we got gold, and here we got gold across that top rim. So that is pan number 2. We'll get another one here real quick and see what we're working with. Alright, so getting the black sand, storing them in that little pan. I'm just going to keep working this hole for a little bit. Once I get a little bit more out of here, I don't want to leave the other holes untested. So we'll get over to work the other 2. They're pretty close to this one, so keep digging. So as we go here, the sands are just more coarse than that beginning and top stuff. That beginning stuff is so fine. Yeah, it's really small. So this actually having a little bit of size to it, it's a good sign. So keep working it. Some more gravels. Some more rocks. Looks like the sands are getting a little bit bigger down in there. That's kind of cool, huh? Anyways. Beautiful day. And when we're done, we're going to make sure to fill in all these holes. That way we're not leaving behind any little ankle breakers. No one needs to find that, nor any animals. So take care of your business when you're done with it. That way no one else has to find it their own way. Alright, well, I got that topped off. I'm going to go, well, you can see right here, we're getting into bigger rock. So it gives me hope as we go on, but I'm going to go get this one panned out and we'll see what there is. I'm going to film this one. Still working on keeping those boots dry. Just get this in the water, get it agitated, get it starting to liquefy. So we are getting down bigger rocks, which is a good sign. Interesting pieces. It's not only that I like to find gold, it's just you get to learn the history of the land. And the other thing with plant life is each plant grows from different soil bases. So if you start to learn the plant life a little bit, every once in a while it can give you clues about what you're finding. Now this almost looks like a little piece of obsidian with the color plate to it and the black streaking through it. I think they'd call it orange obsidian, but I'm not certain. So take that for what it is. But I do know what gold is. Rocking around. Get the bigger rocks out. Quartz streaking through it. Another piece of quartz. Alright, work this one down a bit quicker. Just liquefy it. All those metals are going to sink to the bottom. Gold has a density in 19.3 or so. Now here's another one of those almost orange obsidian pieces. So cool to me. I enjoy finding it. I got a lot more rock of size, more of that heavy black stuff. And I can tell as I'm rocking this pan around, it's heavy because it wants to just congeal and lock together. When you get more black sands, I noticed they stick together. A branch just broke across the creek. So I'm not sure what's around here once again. I'm gonna pay attention as I work. So yeah, keep busy, keep talking. That way the animals know at least someone else is around here and they're not the only ones. In the areas where not a lot of people get to, the animals are a bit more calm, don't have anything to worry about. So yeah, humans can be a bit of a surprise and everyone can get a surprise. I know enough about the animal life around here to respect it, so yeah. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I prefer to win the prize of just finding gold today, so hey. Well, that and a beautiful day out and see what the good Lord has to find. If I do that, I think I'll win no matter what I do. But these sands are already getting heavy. Alright. Keep working it forward, shake it back. Heavier blondes, heavier gravels. I can just feel the amount of black sands mixed in there is heavy. And the black sand's already lining up in the back of the pan, so this is one of those ones that just might take a minute to wash. But better wash it well instead of blast anything out of the pan I don't know about. So keep working it back, wash it around. Spinning those circles will move the heavier material to the center of the pan. So as you work it forward, you should generally work down your front riffles and get caught right there. But yeah, these ones are just taking a minute. Sometimes you can get through pans really fast, but when you got that much black sand moving to the front, I'd rather keep what I can back. But everyone has their own style. Stick to your game, do your game the best you can, and in that you'll learn your style. So where the rocks at that are still in here. There is something around here. I don't know what, but there is definitely something around here. Well, considering I'm in the water right now, it might just want some water. Yeah, so right now, even with the amount of sand I have in here, I'm getting black sand streaking all the way to the front. It's just a lot of iron concentration here. There's still a few little rocks in here, so try to get the last ones out, and I'll try to do a quick tap back. And we'll see what we got. So come up here. No animals staring at me, so that's always a bonus. Get all those blacks at the top. Oh yeah, there we got gold across the top of the rim already. Right. I don't care what anyone says to say, it's gold. I mean, at the end of the day, one of my favorite parts of doing this, just the little stuff across right there. At the end of the day, how many people in the history of the entire world have actually found Montana gold? To me, this is just a piece of history. This is what brought so many people out west. The idea of a better future, opportunity, growth. The amount of money it took to build everything that's out here came from that hope. So yeah, we got more little gold in here, small, really small gold here, another piece showing up there. So zoom back in again. Yeah, gold here, some micro stuff across the top. Trying to keep this thing in focus. Yeah. So anyways, we got gold for second and third pan. So I think about this one, I'm going to go over and check one of the other holes out. So we'll see what we got there as well. Let's see. So right here I was using my copper with this one. Now the interesting thing, when I was walking up here with the copper, I was coming forward and they split sideways right across this line right here. So which is making me think there's a wall, a deposition right here where it all dropped off. So you can also kind of see the size of rocks turn real similar right here. So whatever's under the ground underneath it might have caused something to happen. But either way, I'm getting a line right across there, so I'm just going to take a strip of dirt. Dig it out. See what there is to see. Find what there is to find. This, I'm definitely seeing more gravel, more small rocks, a little bit of sand on top, but it's a lot of bigger stuff. So optimistic, but we'll see once again what there is to see once we wash the pan. It's a lot of bigger rocks, and we're actually in the gravel up top. So that is optimistic. Hopefully whatever left this deposition had enough water flow to leave something a little bit shiny sitting right on top. That wouldn't hurt my feelings none. But just because there's so much big stuff, I'm going to shake the pan a bit, try to get the bigger rocks out and get as much actual dirt in here as I can. Dirt, gravels, whatever the mix may be. Alright. That's a lot of gravel up top. Alright. Well, once again, back to go wash it off. Come back to the same spots because I can mostly keep my boots dry here. Just gonna do the same routine all over again. Stratify the material, get it wet, move it around so the heavies can float to the bottom, get the bigger rocks off the top. I'm just going to try to work this material a little faster considering how much black sand was in the last one. There's one more rock in this one, so that's optimistic. Shake it up, spin it around, wash it off. Pull the bigger rocks to the back of the pan, check they're clean. I can tell with this one already, it feels heavy on black sands again. Just from the way that the pan's moving and the way it wants to stay together. It's not a bad thing at this point, especially if there's more yellow in it than black. So, we'll see what there is to see. Beautiful day though. Each day I get to come out here is a little bit better. I mean, anything in life, these moments are some of the most precious just because I'm in nature and it's beautiful. So I'll keep working this on down. Forward. Make sure no friends are around here saying hi. Yeah, there's a lot of friends, a lot of plants and animals. They're good. Another beautiful night as well. A little bit cool this year, but it's just about perfect. Alright. Washing on down, more blondes. Black sand showing up along the sides. So we're just going to keep moving on out. Trying to get it down to a workable amount so I can get a decent reveal on it. It's thick with metals, but well, these black sands and that Smaller sand? I don't know. Either way, it's what I got to work through. Whatever's in the pan is what's there, so rock it back as the blacks go forward, rock it back, try to get the bonds off the top. It's a lot of repetition, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. So I think I'm about to a point, we're just going to try to tap it back and see what's there. Alright. Tap it forward so we get the motion coming back. Alright, you can see there's a decent amount of black sand in here, so. Here we got the gold coming out the edges already. So there is gold right on top. So, get this into focus. We got some smaller gold right here, right here. I'm gonna rock it forward again. Try to clean it up a little better. This is one of the things, if I pan it down more so it was just black sands, it'd be easier to do. But considering this was the first pan, I want to see what's there. Yeah, there's a little bit right there. Hey, check that out. We got our gold just right on top. Little stuff there, but that's right on top. There's some gold washed down right there, or right here. So yeah, ain't bad. That gold's right on top. I'm gonna keep working it. So back to collect the second pan. I'm just gonna keep working this seam a little bit because we got good gravels from the start, bigger rock. So I'm just gonna kind of work this same area in this little line that we got, and go pan it out again real quick, and I'll come back for the real deal on this one. But this is mostly decent sized rock, almost more gravel material. It isn't even quite sand. So whenever this is moving quick, enough to carry the gold to the top here. And then when the water came down, it left it quick enough that yeah, gold's just sitting on the top. Generally you would get away with like surface sand or something sitting over it, but there was enough velocity and movement that the sands went somewhere else, and this is just gold and gravel on top. So gold, gravel, and rock. But work it until we see what's there, or until we get tired. So shake it up a little bit, try to get the bigger rocks to come out. I think this is just gonna be the size of the pan, and we got quartz coming out too. So anyways, I'm gonna go get this one panned off and we'll be back for the reveal. So when I was panning it down, it's mostly a lot of heavies again. I saw a little bit of stuff showing out. There's still sand in the pan, so shake it forward, tap it, get as much of the heavies to the top as I can. Slowly letting it come back. Alright, so I'm going to zoom in again. You can see we got a thin line, smaller stuff right there across the top. So there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, I need to zoom out. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At least 7 little pieces for the first quick wash back. Do it again, see what else there is to see. I don't see any stuff of a bigger size, but yeah, so anyways, little pieces across the top right there. And yeah, so once again, we're on it, and I'll keep digging. Alright, pin this one down further a little bit faster, just to try to make it a bit easier to see. Just tap it up, rock it back, and we got little gold showing across the top again. I'm going to zoom in, try to get this to work itself out. Yep. So you should be able to see I mean, it's small, but I mean, at the end of the day, we're out here with a set of dowsing sticks, and we're finding gold right off the start. That's a lot easier than hunting. You just go out there with your sticks, find a spot, dig a hole, find what there is to find. The more you work the ground, the better you get with your sticks, the easier it is. It's a lot better than going out and digging blind all day. The other kicker is with the metal detector, you're not picking this up. Now you might get signs for the minerals in the ground, but every time you just start digging mineral concentration, without a solid target, you go through a lot of black sand. So yeah, I know what works for me. To each their own. There's people that are skilled at it and know what they're doing. I'm better with my sticks. Alright, so filled in the last hole. The third spot I found was with a set of wire rods. So I was looking for a direction to walk. As they started giving me a little bit of tip and a little bit of play, I walked forward, and as soon as you can see my fingers are red, the tip of my fingers are red, the knuckles are white. Yeah, that's got a bit of strength to it. So I'm gonna dig right about here, and yeah, we'll see the next one. Alright, so we're on to the next one. Digging out of the hole right in front of where the previous one was. And here we got a bit more shows, so I'll zoom in again. As this showed up, we got 1, 2, 3, really small, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so it's, once again, we're playing with smaller stuff, but finding gold every time. I'm cool with it. I'm gonna keep digging. Alright, here we are back with another pan. Tap it up, rock it back. Alright, zoomed in again. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and even smaller stuff mixed in there. So, getting it the best I can on camera. There's still more to be found, but it's starting to get dark out. So I'm going to put all the material together and I'll do a pan back to see what we got today. So I've been down trying to pan this off into another pan for more than a minute, trying to get a reveal. And that black sand is so tight grained, trying to get it to show while it's still light out, it could be a little bit more difficult than I thought. But let's see. There's small stuff across the top of the pan here, but that black sand is so tight grained, it's just pulling everything with that black sand. So trying to get anything out for a reveal. If you watch the video, you've seen what I got today. It is what it is. I'll keep working on cleaning this stuff up later, but if nothing else, I'm going to throw all the black sands and whatnot in a pile to run through a sluice later. So, yeah. So, as for today, walking around with a few sets of sticks in my hand. Took one pan to get to the gold there. Gold on surface here, gold on surface there. I mean, it's a little thing. In the end of the day, it's small gold. But to me, the point is more in learning sensitivity, to learn your senses. They're just holding a few pieces of irons in my hand and using them to turn. If you can center yourself on one idea, govern the brain with one idea, and hold true on your course until you get there, tends to work. So if nothing else, this is an old school way to do it, but the more I do it, the better I get. The more I do it, the more I learn. And it's kind of one of those things that's kind of a lifelong pursuit at this point. The more I learn, the better I get, and the better I get, the more I do, and yeah, I'm grateful for it, and I love what I do, and I do what I love. So thank you much for coming along. I hope you all have a wonderful night. I'll see you on the next one. God bless.